In 2025, Ferrari sold 13,640 cars. That's fewer than the year before. Their sales went down. And yet, that same year, Ferrari made more money than it ever had in its history. Revenue was up 7%. Profit hit a record high. This wasn't an accident, and it wasn't a good year despite selling fewer cars. Ferrari makes more money because it sells fewer cars. And once you understand how that works, you'll never look at a business the same way again. First, let's be honest about how small Ferrari really is. Toyota builds around 30,000 vehicles every single day. Ferrari builds around 13,000 in an entire year. Toyota produces Ferrari's annual output before dinner. Ford builds more than 4 million cars a year, over 300 times what Ferrari makes. By any normal measure, Ferrari is tiny. And yet, Ferrari is worth more than Ford. A company that builds 300 times fewer cars is more valuable than the company that put the world on wheels. That's the real puzzle. So where does the money actually come from?
Here's the number that explains everything. In 2025, Ferrari earned about 117,000 euros of profit on every single car it sold. Volkswagen earns around 820 euros per car. BMW earns about 4,500 euros. Ferrari makes more profit on one car than Volkswagen makes on more than 140 cars. Ferrari doesn't need volume because every single car carries the profit of hundreds of ordinary ones. So how does Ferrari protect that? With one simple rule, created by Enzo Ferrari himself and repeated by the company's CEO to this day. Ferrari will always deliver one car less than the market demands. Not as many as they can build, not as many as customers want. Always one less. It sounds almost childish, but it's the most powerful rule in the company. Because when demand is always just a little higher than supply, something incredible happens. Ferrari never has to offer discounts because there's always another buyer. Ferrari never has unsold inventory because every car is already spoken for. And Ferrari never gives pricing power to customers because the customers are the ones waiting.
And wait they do. Ferrari's CEO has said the ideal waiting time is 20 to 24 months. That's 2 years for a car. The extraordinary part is that the waiting list isn't a problem they're trying to fix. It's the product. Being on that list is a status symbol. The scarcity doesn't just protect the car's value, the scarcity is the value. It goes even further. For Ferrari's rarest models, you don't simply walk into a dealership and buy one. Ferrari decides who gets the car. Allocation goes to loyal customers and existing owners. You don't choose Ferrari. Ferrari chooses you. And nearly every car is heavily personalized, with custom paint, handcrafted interiors, and options that often cost more than an ordinary family car, all generating incredibly high profit margins. And if you think this only works for legendary sports cars, look at Ferrari's electric car, a completely new product in a category Ferrari had never entered before, priced at around 550,000 euros. It's sold out through 2027. The scarcity strategy worked before the car had even built a history, because Ferrari was never really selling an engine. It was selling exclusivity.
Here's the bigger lesson. Almost every business is taught to grow by selling more to more people. But every time you chase volume, you put pressure on prices and slowly become ordinary. Ferrari does the exact opposite. It sells less to fewer people at a much higher price. The constraint isn't limiting the business. The constraint is the business. Of course, there's an important catch. Ferrari can do this because it has more than 80 years of racing history and a brand that creates emotional desire unlike almost anything else in the world. You can't simply produce less and suddenly become Ferrari. But the underlying principle applies everywhere. If demand consistently exceeds what you're willing to supply, you control the price. Volume is a trap. Constraint is a strategy. Subscribe to Moneyverse and discover how the world's smartest companies really make their money.